Welcome back, boys and girls and ill informants. Thanks for joining us again for week 51, right?
Yes, sir.
51. Yeah, last week was Big 5-0. Thanks again.
Mm-hmm.
One more. Like I said last week, we got a year.
Mm-hmm.
Almost there.
Mm-hmm.
What, 52 weeks? Is it next week?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
What was 54
Should we
weeks in a
like try
year?
to schedule maybe a guest or
52.
something?
52.
Guest for 52?
Special guest,
maybe.
Diddy.
Oh. Oh, shit. Okay, no dolphin laughs. You're spiking the...
Spiking the mic, dude. Watch the dolphin laughs.
I gotta put it right here.
Talk again?
Here.
Diddy
There
said
you
it.
go. Diddy said it.
Diddy said it.
Speaking of Diddy, bro got arrested finally. He also did not.
Yo. They found 1,000 bottles of baby oil
Yeah.
for freak-offs.
For,
Literally.
For what?
Freak-offs.
Oh.
Like what's like a normal person version of an off in that scenario?
Like an orgy.
No. Like what? Instead of a freak off, you like a face off.
Like a dance battle.
Yeah, like a dance off, but
Like a freak battle.
Okay.
like fucking like how freaky can you get?
Yeah.
Okay.
1,000 bottles of baby oil for it.
Jeez.
Lube. We're talking lube here.
But bro, they also had he got like, I did not know this until today, but apparently he had like parties where girls and guys would fuck so much that they would legitimately have to get IVs the next day. Like, think about how much fucking that is.
Like Chinese education.
What?
Yeah.
You guys never heard about that?
No, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
You haven't?
Well, to spin off real quick, they have to study and they do these long tests for so long. They don't have to get IVs, but most of them get IVs so they don't have to leave the fucking
Oh, really?
the table.
That doesn't surprise me. They're
The
fucking
classroom.
dedicated,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
They're dedicated to their studies and dedicated to their jobs.
It's
over
crazy. Yeah.
there. There's a lot, like, I know the Japan culture is, like, very work-centric. And, like, people, like, even if they know it's shitty pay and they're overworked and everything, they're like, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Like, they stay with their companies until they die.
Which we ain't doing
No.
over here.
Nah. No.
No. Not with this dude dozing off to Rick.
This guy's dozing off to Rick. I think also I looked up that Diddy was trending, and it said that he was trending.
You looked up Diddy's trending.
And it said he was trending with Freak Off and Epstein. Those were like the two tags that were trending with him, was Freak Off and Epstein.
Epstein's Island is what I always tag my clips.
You guys,
really?
Most of them.
you guys know Takeoff from Migos, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freak Off's just his stepbrother.
Oh. It's like his cousin.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Nate Dogg and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Are they related?
Cousins, I think, right?
I don't know.
I did not know that. That's badass.
Or maybe it's not Nate Dogg. I think maybe it's like weirdly someone. I think Nate Dogg is like a friend of them, and I'm pretty sure like Snoop Dogg's cousin is like not Dogg. I don't remember what it is, but
Snoop Dogg's
be
cousin's not Dog.
I could be
Not
wrong. I could be
Dogg,
wrong. I could be
dude.
wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
There was a.
Who regulators? His cousin's in that. I don't know if it's Nate Dogg or the other guy.
Warren G.
I would just say Warren G.
I think I might be Warren G actually, and then Nate Dogg just family friend, I guess. I don't know.
I think it was
Diddy.
I forget his name, but I trained someone at Spin, and he showed me this guy that. Listen, I liked some of his music he showed me, like when I was training back at Spin Days.
Oh,
Are you talking about Jono?
You're talking about
No,
No,
not
he's-
Jono.
Dave?
Dave. Yeah, this dude showed me this guy who I don't know where, but he looked just like Snoop Dogg, and he dressed like Snoop Dogg, and he sounded like Snoop Dogg in his rap.
Diddy.
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 And it was kind of weird to see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he also tried to gaslight me to think that was Snoop Dogg's cousin. And I was like, no, what? And he's like, oh, I'm just joking with you. But he definitely did for like a solid couple minutes try to say that he was.
He was just
cousin.
joshing with you.
He was joshing.
It's either Warren G or Nate Dogg.
Let's look it up.
Warren G will regulate.
I like how the first thing I searched up was Diddy, and it's just the first thing that pops up is Diddy and baby oil.
Diddy.
Did he say that?
Diddy's trending.
Did he have baby oil?
Baby,
Did he trend today?
the first thing
Did he freak off?
I woke up this morning and looked up Diddy's trending.
The first thing I searched up was, did he freak off?
With baby oil. That's the title of the episode. Did he freak off with baby oil?
Did he have AV oil? AV oil?
AV oil.
AV oil.
Come down to Tracy AV oil Berry.
Taste your AV oil, Larry.
Nate Dogg. It
Taste.
is Nate Dogg.
It is Nate Dogg?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because it'd be weird if Warren
It's his
G.
brother.
Uh,
Oh wait, no, that's his cousin.
Now
Okay.
look up Takeoff and see if
Freak off.
Freak Off's his cousin.
Okay, take off cousins. Let me look that up. Who is Takeoff's cousin? Takeoff's cousin and fellow rapper
Take
Freak
off's the one that died.
Yeah.
and fellow rapper Freak Off postponed the release of their second solo album. Damn. They were gonna have a fucking collab album together.
Freak Off.
That's
and
not
Takeoff.
real. It's not real. What he just read.
It is real. I read it on the internet.
Israel.
I read it, man, on the internet.
It's Israel.
It's Israel.
Are we talking to a Zionist and I didn't know?
I didn't mean to say it.
Israel.
Israel.
It is real.
Israel. Palestine
Did
conflict.
you say that? Sorry.
Israel Palestine conflict? Are we gonna get into it?
Fuck no.
I mean, if Diddy said it,
Hey, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I'm not touching it with a 45-inch pole. It's fucked.
What's
45 inches is shorter than 10 feet.
45
feet. I mean, 45 feet is what I meant.
45 inches. Damn, you got about 3.5 feet there inside.
Never catch ill-informed talking about things that really matter.
Listen, I just
Because we would get it so wrong.
exactly. I just don't know enough about it.
And we're 3.5 foot away from it.
Yeah, we're 45 inches away.
I'm
from
10
it.
feet. He's 45 inches
So
away from me.
you know.
Kai's just right there, fucking in it. So,
Yeah.
but he still doesn't get it.
At least
Yeah.
I'm fucking in it.
Well, you didn't say how far you would put the pole. How long the pole is.
How long's your pole?
I'd take fucking in it than having a long pole.
So you're in it?
You're in the trenches of
you're in the
Israel.
Israel. No, maybe I'm. What's the thing he says on the Grinch? Remember that? I wouldn't touch you with a
45-inch pole.
No, I think it's 39 and a half.
39 and a half is what it is.
I think it's 45 inch.
No, it's either 20 or 35.
Or 39.
Yeah, 45 inches.
It's
what he
not
says.
inches. It's not inches. I know.
45 inch foot pole.
45 inch pole. The Jim Carrey
He
Grinch
bossed.
low-key had heater soundtracks.
He bossed
too.
it.
He bossed it, bro. He girl bossed the shit out of that.
No one could've done it better.
They better never ever do a new fucking live action Grinch.
Oh. I was saying they already did with
Because there's no one that can cast that'd do it as good as Jim Carrey as far
yeah.
as being the Grinch.
what's his name? Cunningham? What's his name? Benedict Cumberbatch?
Cunningham.
What about him?
He played the Grinch in the animated one.
Oh,
new
the
one with
voice.
Tyler the Creator's.
The voice.
He's like, you know what I mean? One.
You're talking about the dude that did Sherlock and Holmes?
Yep.
He's
That's
the voice character of him.
that's
Of
the
the
voice.
animated.
That's
Yeah.
a fucking disappointment because I hate him.
Why do you hate him so much?
He's one of those dudes like, what's his name? Eisenberg?
Oh,
You don't
Jesse
like
Eisenberg?
Jesse Eisenberg?
Jesse
Dude.
Eisenberg. Him and Benedict Cumberbatch. I can't. Sorry.
Fantasy Noti.
You don't like Jesse Eisenberg?
I
Dude,
can't
turned
look
on,
at him.
I turned on Now You See Me the other day and I was watching and he's like, I fucking hate Jesse Eisenberg. And I was like, this is a good fucking movie.
It's one of those things, you guys will resonate with this, maybe not with them specifically, but punchable face. But with them, it's like, I don't want to look at him. I don't want to look at him because I can't punch him in the face. You know what I'm saying?
He's out of reach.
Okay,
Both
that's good. He's out
Cumberbatch-
of reach.
He's at least 45 inches away.
He's at least,
Yeah.
yeah. He's not reaching.
With Eisenberg and fucking Cumberbatch. Can't look at them. I don't know what's wrong with their face, but I hate it.
Is there another celebrity you can think of where you want to punch him?
There definitely is another one, but I don't know if I can think of it off the top of my head.
If The Rock wasn't looking,
Rock's pissing me off recently, dude.
I'd punch The Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
For the face or
Just
other
because
reasons?
of the way, like that.
The smolder?
Yeah, like what is like? I get that you have to have things that like you do.
Okay.
That's appealing to the widespread audience, but you don't. It's getting annoying, like you said.
Dude, like,
Real
the thing
quick,
with The
I want
Rock-
to say
He's
before we
everywhere,
get too
too.
far away from it, another thing about Eisenberg is the characters that he plays, I hate. I hate the type of character he has to play.
He played
Yeah,
Lex Luthor.
okay.
You don't like Lex Luthor?
He was so
That-
bad.
okay,
He was
He was bad at it, but that's the only one that I didn't hate because he always plays like this weird like. I feel like they're trying to do autistic, but not.
I feel like they just cast him as like the nerd who ends up doing some badass shit at the very end of the movie and being like, you know, I chased my fears down.
And he goes,
know what I
fucking
mean?
Now You See Me Too. He's like, you guys keep telling me to wait. I don't want to wait anymore.
Like in Zombie,
It always seems like he has like some sort of like.
he's always stressed.
He's always uppity.
He's always stressed. He can't just fucking relax for a second.
He's like, I'm gonna do this card trick, and if this card trick doesn't work, then we're all dead.
Yeah,
Type
it's
shit.
like he's prescribed Adderall, but he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like snorts it too. Doesn't just take it.
As far as Cumberbatch is concerned, it's only his face. Eisenberg, his typecast pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on Cumberbatch just
Yeah.
because of his elongated oval shaped.
Yeah,
head.
it's British
He's
as
got
hell.
he's got a big face.
Yeah.
He's got a British ass face, and Americans hate the British for the most part.
Yeah, I feel like it's like in our DNA. We just see a British face and our ancestors.
They're like, yeah, they tried to tax us without representation, as
They
if
were
that's
like,
not currently
"No!"
happening in
Yeah,
our own
exactly.
government. But you see Cumberbatch, and you're like, well, I should overthrow his government, maybe.
Maybe I should.
His government, like his brain, I'm gonna fucking pull it out of his head.
So did you ever watch the Sherlock? I'm guessing you didn't watch the Sherlock series.
No, I did watch the one with Robert Downey Jr.
I was just about to ask you, did you like it?
Yeah.
I fucking don't know
Discombobulate.
why.
I do remember that.
I don't know what it is about that movie in particular, but it has a very soft spot in my heart. Like every time I see it, I know it's like, okay, listen, I know it's a good movie. You know, it's not the best movie, but in my mind, I think it's one of the best movies ever. Like every time I watch it, I have a very, very good time.
I get you. I have a very vivid memory of watching it in my mom and dad's room on the massage chair with my mom and dad, and they were in their bed, and I was sitting in the massage chair.
On the
It's great.
massage chair.
When they had their boat.
We didn't have our boat at that point.
Fuck.
Damn it. Hey, they had the
We had a
massage
massage chair
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the nice house still, so
So,
just no boat.
I remember I got that movie off of Redbox one time.
Dude, Redbox is the shit.
Redbox, okay. I'm glad we got into this. Redbox doesn't get enough talk about how goated it is. Like Redbox,
It's because no one uses it anymore.
Well, yeah, it's not like now. It's kind of
they're all gone.
irrelevant. It's not. There's no use in it anymore because half the movies that are on there you can just stream for free.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys realize this, but Redbox was Netflix before Netflix because
yeah.
Netflix started out the same as Redbox, except for they just mailed it to you and then you would mail it back or whatever,
Yep.
which is crazy. I always forget that Netflix started out as they would just like give you CDs that you pay them.
I remember. Did you guys ever do the GameFly?
Oh, I remember that.
Dude,
never
I
got
did
to
that.
do it.
I did no, I didn't do GameFly, but I did rent an Xbox game off of
Redbox.
Redbox.
Redbox. The thing was with Redbox, and the same thing with Blockbuster when it was around. I would rent a game, but a night isn't enough.
No.
So I end up would have to pay some late fees because I wanted to play. Like, I wanted to finish the Modern Warfare 3 campaign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What was GameFly?
GameFly
Like,
was
how
pretty,
long?
It was pretty similar to Redbox, or the early stages of Redbox, where you would order a game, they would ship it to you.
How long
you
could you have it?
I don't remember exactly. It's been so long.
Because I would think with GameFly they would at least give you like a week.
Yeah, I think they'd give you a good amount of time, but it was pretty similar.
Dude,
where
I
you had to
remember
mail
those
it.
GameFly ads. And my parents would never do it. They're like, well, if you don't have it and we don't want to buy it, you're just not going to play it.
Yeah, I remember I pleaded with my mom to do it one time, and she did it one time, and then
You got Titanfall 2.
And then I'm pretty sure I lost it. Like, I lost the game. I don't know how I lost it. She got really pissed at me. And she's like, we're never doing this again. And then we found it, and she still wouldn't let me do it again.
It'd be grateful you got to use GameFly.
It was a cool experience. I will say it's a very cool experience. Like, when that magical box shows up,
New video
new
game.
video game, oh my God. Did I just get the Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2?
No, I spent my days playing fucking... Basically, all I did was, aside from Wii games, the only thing I did was Halo 3, Halo Reach, and fucking Crash Bandicoot.
Oh.
Because
I was
they
like
never
a-
bought me games. They're like, we don't want you to play more games. You already played enough. Go outside, fat fuck, is basically what they were saying.
Yeah.
And then Jake got into rugby.
And became a fucking unit.
We won state.
And you got the game ball.
Yeah, because I got pantsed for the last try, which, by the way, a try is the same thing as a touchdown in football. And I got the try, and the guy that tried to tackle me just pantsed me.
Was it full underwear came
No,
with
I
it?
had compression shorts.
Okay.
So it was.
That's a little less.
So you don't deserve the game ball then.
So yeah.
No, dude. Honestly, this is kind of a little short story. I felt like shit getting the game ball because there was these twins, these two big ass Polynesian dudes, and their grandma had just passed away from cancer like 2 days before the state game, and they're like, "No, you deserve it." I'm like, "No, I don't, because I'm the worst on the team. I know that, and your grandma just died, and you guys played like gods. Why am I getting the game ball?" And I guess if it makes them feel good, if they would rather give it to the fucking tiny ass white dude that didn't belong, then sure.
It resides more in their hearts.
Yeah.
I guess I felt bad. I'm like, dude, your grandma just died,
Yeah.
and you guys played the best in this game. Like they genuinely did it. It's like sounds like a movie. No, they were because they dedicated the game to. We all dedicated the game to their grandma.
Okay, this is the coach's fault at this point for not getting them the game ball then.
No, he gave it to him and they gave it to me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You were godsent from their grandmother.
Yeah. Did you ever talk to their grandmother or anything?
She came to the games. I never personally talked to her. No.
Wow.
Hey, so and so's grandmother. Could you imagine that from Jake? It's like a little. Like, what do you need to say to them? You don't, or to her. You don't need to say anything.
I didn't meet anybody's family.
Yeah, that's fair. How long, you were on that team for how long?
Well, the whole season.
Just one though.
Yeah, it was the Bingham Club or whatever.
He made it through the whole season, though.
That's honestly, I couldn't make it through a whole rugby season.
Okay, I think that might be why they gave me the game ball, because other than this other fucking huge ass white dude, we had like 3 other white dudes that were like about the same size as me because we were normal size for 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
They all quit, and so maybe that they're like, oh, we got this little midget over here,
sneaking touchdowns, getting pantsed,
sneaking tries.
Yeah, and maybe that's why they gave it to me. But I'm like, dude, no, don't. I feel like shit because of that.
That's kind of tough because what are you supposed to say?
I'm not gonna not accept it. Like their grandma died, they should get it.
Yeah,
but they're the ones that decided to give it to me.
That is like a fucking People Are Awesome compilation number 131.
Yeah, they were identical twins, by the way, same height, both like 6 foot. They were huge. They were so sick.
Literally, the more and more you explain it, the more and more I feel like this would be on like a Hope Corps montage.
Oh, yeah,
like it's so wholesome.
I don't know. I still feel bad about it. I'm like, because it's still up in my room. It's the rugby ball, the red and white one. That was a game ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen it. I probably have, just haven't noticed.
It's on the top shelf of my the brown bookshelf I got in my room, like right next to the door.
Jake has oddly you've gone through only 3 different rooms, but all 3 of them are about the same size. The first one's the biggest.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But all 3 of them are set up the exact same fucking way, dude.
Literally the exact same.
The only thing that's different is the original house was opposite.
Yeah.
From the last 2.
It's so funny too, because he has so many trinkets that just haven't changed over the years.
Medals and trophies too.
Just he has the one shelf of just trinkets and trophies, and you're like, oh, when did you get this? And he's like, I don't know.
Skylanders, Infinity,
the
Disney Infinity
most
characters.
Random shit ever.
The rugby balls. Oh, those are my days.
Those are my days.
Those are my days. I literally got 1 try the whole season, I think. I got a few assists because I was the hooker.
You were getting tried and you were a hooker?
Yeah.
Diddy was trying to hook you?
Yeah. Nah, the hooker's because you know how you have to pass it backwards? The only way you can go forward is if you just fucking kick it. But the hooker's the dude at the end of the line. So they have it staggered. It goes diagonal across the field. So I was the dude that was the furthest back.
Okay.
And then if someone else got it and they were trying to run with it, I would run in front of them, basically. And yeah, to block and shit. And then if they ended up passing me, they would sometimes pass it back, and then I would pass it to someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was it really you got into people? Were you fucking?
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing, about rugby, and we can get off this topic because it's a lot about me and who cares. But I was short white dude, small. That's what everybody else was. My team was the exception.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I could hit people fine. They were fucking killing people on the field. You know what I'm saying?
We're breaking spines.
Yeah. So I was hitting people, and that's because they were basically the same as me. Not, I'm not saying all of them were white, but they were all small.
Okay.
Compared to my team.
Yeah. You just had like the Olympians on your
I had the
team.
fucking huge, like the biggest team in the league, because we played against St. George for state. Technically, they were like Snow Canyon.
Okay.
There wasn't a single person on the team that was bigger than me.
That must
Whether it be fat or not.
That must have been a rough game for them.
Oh yeah, they got shit on.
So is the scoring similar to like soccer, where it's 1 point per try, or?
No, because we had like field goals too. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure a try was also 6 points. Okay. I can't remember exactly.
Exactly.
But we didn't have extra points. We did have field goals. So like if you just felt like it, you could say fuck it, drop kick it through the sticks.
Fuck it, I want to drop kick it.
That was cool.
Did you guys ever do? This is kind of random, but it's kind of made me think of it. Did you guys ever do like the cherry bombs in kickball?
What is that?
The cherry bombs where you'd like pick it up and you'd punt it.
Oh yeah.
I remember hearing the cherry bomb and it being like hearing a drill sergeant announcing that you've arrived to the Normandy beach. Like they were like, cherry bomb, and you just look around and everyone's fucking scattering.
And you're like,
you can't fucking see it.
Kickball was a shit.
I miss every recess game. Every recess game. Infection, kickball, tetherball,
Red Rover, Red
basketball,
Rover.
Red Rover, tag, fights, protect the president. Fuck.
King of the Hill.
Yeah. Any sport thing really.
Yeah.
I also miss like just being able to make up shit. Like, you know what I mean?
No. Sorry to interrupt you,
You're
but
good.
fucking me and the homie, my best friend from most of elementary school, until I told the story where he punched me.
Oh yeah.
Dude, we had this fucking thing. Well, actually, the whole school, our whole grade had this thing that was like midgets and wormies. And we were at war with each other. That's a whole other thing. I'm not gonna explain that. But
I'm not going into that.
I'm not going into
me and my
detail.
best friend, and then some other dudes. In winter, we would try to find like pieces of ice, and they were crystals, and whoever had the most was the richest, and they won.
Yeah, dude.
And you could steal them from each other and shit.
Like that type of shit where you just like steal, like you just like make up a random game, and all your friends are super invested in it for whatever reason.
Yeah. What's crazy is at Ocala, dude, we had the wormies versus midgets. Like, damn near everybody was doing it. I was a midget, same with my friend, and then I'm pretty sure Hayden was a wormy, and Nick was a wormy. And then there was a whole debate, like, midgets are better, no, wormies are better. And the thing that sucked about being a midget was you had to put your shirt over your knees. You know what I'm talking about? And the wormies just could do whatever they wanted. They didn't have to act like a worm for some reason.
So were you guys walking around like in the classroom like this, or was
This is just recess.
Just a recess thing, okay.
And you know what's funny is we did like a war, and there was like people trying to do spin-off shit. They're like, we're hawks. And then they never caught on.
Gross.
Yeah. And we did a war, and it was just basically like running around shoving each other. And I ended up getting a goose egg from the dude. If you listen to the last week's episode, you'll know what I'm talking about. The same dude that split his head open on the sign. I tripped when he was running at me, and my head went into his knee, and I got a goose egg like right here.
So that's why you didn't stop and help him when he split his head open.
Yeah, because bro kneed me in the fucking head.
You see him gushing blood, and you're like, serves you right.
This is a fucking school game.
Midgets for life, buddy. Fuck out.
Get in the loop here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
It was
think.
gang related.
It literally was gangs, is what it was.
Yeah.
We were having gang wars on at recess.
Draper gangs.
Wormies and midgets.
I'm trying to think if I had any like.
What the fuck are they gonna
Weird
do?
ones
What the fuck
in-
are they gonna do if they're worms though? They're just gonna worm around on the floor all day.
That's the thing, bro. They said they were
chose
wormies.
that life, you know.
Because I was trying to argue with because I remember, me and my homie were kind of like the top of the midgets. Like at least we were within the like syndicate, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Hayden was one of the like top wormy dudes. Same with Nick. And I was trying to tell him, like, this isn't fair. Like, we're not worms. And I'm like, what is wormy then? It's like, Why do we got to put our shirts over our knees? That gives us a huge disadvantage when we have war.
So the war was really just you guys going and pushing each other.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you guys would get shit on during war.
No,
You'd get pissed off.
yeah, but the thing is, it would always end up just being an argument over who won.
That's
everybody
true.
Would be, anybody that was a midget said the midgets won. The wormies would say the wormies won. It doesn't fucking matter.
And it was most of the time even teams. So
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I miss when you'd run around and like hit your friends, and then they'd be like, "I'm actually have a force field on." And then
Yeah. And they're like, well, I have a thing that breaks force
it's like,
fields.
I have a gun that breaks force fields. It's like, well, I have a dinosaur that eats those bullets, so.
Or I actually have a new force field that makes it so that I can't break my force field.
That shit was so fun. But then there'd be like that one where they'd be like, both of you would just mutually agree. There'd be a look in both of your eyes where you'd be like, yeah, and then like you'd be running around again.
Yeah.
You'd be like, well, I just shot you, and you'd be like, okay, now I'm running away. Like it was like simple shit like that.
You would stop and argue for a second, but then eventually it would get to a point where someone would be like, okay, yeah, I got shot, but I'm gonna run.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I got shot, but I healed. I'm wearing a bulletproof vest and it just hurt.
Wolverine style, just push the bullets out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you guys did this. It's kind of fucked, but me and my cousin River, for some reason, we would just go in our backyard. I don't remember what we were doing, but we would both pretend like we knew how to speak Spanish.
Oh, dude, I used to do that shit all the time.
And then we would just not be talking to each other, but pretended like we knew what we were talking about.
Dude, I used to try to gaslight people and know I would know random languages.
Yeah,
I remember I called my grandma one time and I was like, I speak Chinese. And she's like, oh really? And I was like, yeah. Spoke completely not Chinese.
And then just completely racist interpretation
of
100%.
How the language sounds. 100%.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then fucking 9-year-old me was like, yeah, that's actual Chinese.
Yeah.
Just being typical stereotype.
Kung Pao.
Kung
Pao,
Grandma. It was really bad.
You know what Kung Pao means, Grandma?
I remember my grandma called me out. She's like, what is no? And I was like, oh, and I said something racist.
You said Kung?
Yeah, and she was like, no, it's just no in every language. And I was like, oh.
You just got
she called me out on my bluff.
Except for, no, it's 9 in German.
Close enough.
It's not no in every language. There we go.
That's pretty
That's
close.
what we're talking. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. Exactly what Zach just did. It's okay because Germans are white.
Yeah, Germans are weird too. So sorry if you're German. I actually went to a German brewery and I really liked it. So maybe you guys aren't that bad. I don't know.
I don't know shit about Germans.
Me neither. You guys just kind of stay in your own lane after World War II. Whoops.
Whoops. You better stay in your fucking lane.
We're watching you like a fucking hawk.
Bet that.
What's this Venezuelans in Colorado?
Oh, yeah, you talk about this.
I don't know why I said it's a topic we should bring up because I'm pretty ignorant on the topic. All I know is there's Venezuelans that were occupying an apartment building in Colorado. And as far as I know, the government wasn't doing much about it. And then we got the Hells Angels, the biker gang, were posting on social media saying, if the government doesn't do anything, we're going to go clear them out. So basically they were saying we're going to kill all the Venezuelans in that apartment complex.
Kill them?
Yeah, that's kind of what they were saying. Because they kept going, fuck around and find out. You know what I'm saying?
Jake's devious biker voice.
Isn't it? We're
fuck around and find out.
Oh, yeah, see, Venezuelan gangs.
Yeah,
it's not just some random Venezuelan immigrant.
It's just everyone's talking about a Venezuelan gang in Aurora.
There's like a family of Venezuelans.
It's just like, yeah, it's just like some big...
They're just taking over the town.
There's some big Venezuelan family just wanted a place to stay, and everybody's like, oh, they're taking over the apartment complex.
The bike gang hears word of that. They're like, we need to go down there.
They're like, fuck around and find out.
Let's go down there. The apartment's landlord recently said that members of the gang trend at, I don't know how to pronounce that, Aragua, took possessions of the building, shook down residents for rent money, and chased out the property managers.
Trende Aragua?
I don't know.
Yeah, so they're kind of just kicking ass, taking names in this apartment complex for some reason.
Aurora police acknowledged recently that they have received complaints of stolen rent at 3 affected apartment complexes. Police also said Wednesday that they have identified and arrested several of the gang's members. So
they are doing something about it, but I guess Hells Angels think they're not doing enough, and they're gonna come in.
The Hells Angels still.
I don't know. I don't know what they do.
I'm gonna
To
be
be
100% honest. with you.
Wild Hogs.
I never understood what bikers gangs did.
They used to kill people. If
Yeah.
they felt like it, but they don't anymore.
Like when you think about like the mob and like I don't know, like
That's like we had that was like the mob for the West of America.
yeah, like you look at like crime syndicates of the world, and for some reason biker gangs are always just one where I'm like, yeah, you guys don't do much.
Bro, I'm pretty sure.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm pretty sure it's like a bunch of like middle-aged guys that just like want to ride their bikes.
they're just hanging
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure that there are some that are legitimate gangs, but I think for the most part, it's just a bunch of dudes hanging out, which
Yeah.
is so sick. Let's have more dudes hang out with.
But the
dudes.
thing that's weird about it, when you think about it, if it is a gang, like what do they do? Because biker gangs, not to be stereotyping, but biker gangs 90% of the time are right wingers. They're not dealing drugs. Right wingers hate drugs.
Maybe, but I'm sure
like
weed, they
like
wouldn't
Hell's
even-
Angels. They're not down with the stank out there in
Yeah,
Colorado.
they're
so.
not gonna fucking be dealing weed even.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they'd probably deal like meth. I feel like biker gangs would thrive off of selling meth.
At the trailer
I
parks,
feel like
maybe,
it's just
but-
cigarettes and
insane.
beer, is it not?
They sell cigarettes and beer.
No, but like that's all they
That's-
consume.
Yeah,
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
consume. They're not fucking with meth. You know.
I don't know,
Maybe the select few in there, maybe.
Because,
If
like,
it was
other than-
anything, it'd be meth.
Other than drugs, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then other than drugs, like I haven't heard of them doing anything, so that's why I'm assuming it has to be like drugs.
Well,
'Cause I would
most
assume if it was,
crime
like-
most crime syndicates outside of Mexico aren't doing anything anyways.
That's kind of true.
You know, the mob, the mafia, they're not killing people and doing shit anymore. I don't remember if it was the mafia or the mob, but their whole thing was like the prohibition, giving people alcohol during the prohibition.
Yeah.
People can get alcohol now, so who cares?
There was a dude who came to where I work who was tied to 2 family syndicates in New York, and he's like on a watch list.
Real quick, do you guys remember? What was his name? B-Dubs, and he claimed that he had ties to the Yakuza.
Oh yeah, the dude who said he jumped me into the Yakuza outside by stabbing me.
Yeah, what's his name?
Is it Joe?
I want to say Joe, but I feel like I'm only saying Joe because one of
No,
our
I'm
only
pretty
Asian friends is named Joe.
I'm
too.
pretty sure it's Joe.
Okay.
I'm almost positive it's Joe.
Do you know who we're talking about? You were there. He was there.
He was only there we weren't there for a long time. Like I remember he was one of those employees that would like, this was like his 3rd time coming back because he like moved away or something. But he came back. He's like, yeah, I got mad ties.
Short Asian dude, had a whole bunch of tattoos.
Yeah. And I remember talking about it where I was like, oh, that's so cool. And he's like, I can jump you in. And I was like, oh, do it. He legit like grabbed the knife. He's like, let's go outside. And I was like, bro, fuck that. That's also not jumping in. You're stabbing me.
Maybe he meant jump. I can jump you.
Well, was he gonna stab you or was he gonna like carve the shit in? You know what I'm
They
saying?
do that shit, you think?
I don't know, but like
Like a
here's-
brand.
Because
Damn. With
I
the
mean,
B-dubs knife, too?
I feel like you'd have to, because how are Yakuza members gonna know you're in the Yakuza just because you've been stabbed somewhere? You know what
That's
I'm
a
saying?
good point. Maybe he carves like Yakuza across my back or something.
I don't think it'd be Yakuza, but yeah, I think it'd be like some sort of symbol or
No,
something.
remember I remember we roguely had beef because I wouldn't take his shift and he wouldn't take mine. And I don't know why, for a little bit we didn't like each other. But then like something clicked that we like really liked each other. And then after that whole ordeal, I stopped talking to him because I was like, it was a little weird.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like,
job
even-
that you have to find someone to fucking cover your shift, bro. That shit's so annoying.
Imagine having to do that. Not me. Not anymore.
Thank Christ, not anymore, dude.
Oh, I thought you had to at your
No,
new job.
no.
Good.
If I got time off, I can just use it.
Good.
Thankfully. But yeah, there's been many a time where, like, even when we went snowboarding and I like popped my knee, like I had to find a cover and I had to go to work that day because no one covered my shit. I was like hopping around on one knee.
Both me and Zach, and Zach's the reason I got it, had to come to work with COVID at Jersey Mike's.
That's not
Dude,
safe.
I don't know if I told the story on the pod, but when I first got COVID for the first time, like it was genuinely like astounding that like it didn't get spread more because I went in and I was feeling awful, and of course like I don't know, like divine punishment maybe, but that night my phone charger was broken, so I couldn't charge my phone, so I couldn't call anyone to take my shift, I couldn't text anyone to take my shift.
Yeah.
So I started emailing people at like 3 a.m, being like, "I am so fucking sick right now. Like, please cover my shit." And then obviously they didn't answer because it's 3 a.m. and it's not their fucking email.
Yeah.
And I was the opener, so I couldn't cover him. I was already there.
I was opening.
Oh no, I was the guy that came in
Yeah,
next.
because I remember
I did prep.
Yeah, because I remember when you came in and I'm like, dude, you gotta finish the open. I'm so sick. Do you remember that? Yeah, and I'm like, and then I had to call my mom and be like, yo, like, I'm not feeling good, because this was at the time also where it was like hard to get a COVID test.
Yeah.
You had to like schedule times and shit. So I'm not feeling good. I need to take a test.
They had them trailers in a parking lot with COVID
Yep.
tests. Yeah.
So I was like, calling my mom, freaking out a little bit, and then the fucking owner of J Mike's comes in, and is like wanting to sit down with me about fucking like ordering shit that I already know how to do, and he's like, "Oh, come sit." And I like scooted my chair back because I'm like, "Yo, just so you know, like I'm 99% sure, not 99, I'm 100% sure I have COVID." And then he's like, "No, just," and he like, I remember he was showing me, he grabbed my chair and pulled it closer to him, and I'm like, "Dude, are you fucking stupid? Like, what is going on with you?"
Yeah.
What's
and
crazy is he didn't get COVID, and
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but in my scenario, when I got COVID, like about a week later after he got it, and I had to come in because no one would cover me, sweating bullets over the grill. He comes over, "How's it going, man? I heard that you said you were sick." And I literally told him, "I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like, I can't."
I did the same thing where I remember because he came in and our regional manager came in, and both of them were like, "You got to find a cover." And I was like, "Dude, I'm not finding a cover. I'm going home. You guys find a cover." And I remember then he called the Fort Union store and asked someone if they could cover. Obviously, they fucking could. He could have just stayed there and covered, but they just didn't want to.
Like, they're both lazy fucks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then I finally get off and take my test, and oh, fucking shocker, it's positive. And of course, they sent a picture of the group in the group chat of like my test and everything, of like the manager group chat. They're like, "Oh, please wish Zach some healthy recovery. He's got COVID, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, dude, literally 2 days ago, you were telling me to stay at my shift.
Yeah, you were telling me to suck it up. Basically.
I remember I grabbed the phone, I looked at the owner, I'm like, "I need to go make a call. I'm 100% sure I have COVID." And he's like, "Oh, you aren't feeling well?" And I'm like,
I have COVID. And
so I like went to the bathroom.
I'm not just not feeling well. I have COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
in the midst of it all.
I went to the bathroom. I like threw up for like 20 minutes, came back out, and I was like, "Yo, I'm leaving." He's like, "No, I want to show you something real quick." And I'm like, "What?
Yeah, why?
What could you possibly need to show me right now?"
I don't get that.
And then he starts showing me shit that I've already been doing, and it's mostly just for the assistant manager at the time. I'm like, "Bro, why am I here? This is you're going over this with me right now."
Yeah.
I'm dying. I'm like sweating bullets. I just threw up for 20 minutes.
It's night and day. Because at our job, we got literally everybody being like, "I'm not feeling well." And then they come in the day after. And they just don't come in.
Dude,
yeah.
And I'll say this, bro, like with I had COVID like a couple weeks ago, and they literally were just
about
like,
a month
ago.
Yeah.
I had COVID about a month ago, and my current job was just like, "Okay,
Take your time. Yeah.
bye."
That job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't be here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
like, "Go home, be safe, you feel better." It's so nice to have
Yeah.
that, dude. Where they're just like, because remember I went there to test, because they're like, "If you don't have a COVID test, we have some at the place. Just come in, test. If you're positive, leave." Tested positive. I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm positive. Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And they're like, "Just leave.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out." And I was like, "Oh."
Yep. And then it's like, we got people saying, "Well, I got a headache. I'm going home."
Dude, I will say, I
It's
don't know.
crazy.
Spin is one of those things. I have had the worst headaches of my life at Spin.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Like-
working outside.
Yeah, like the worst headache of my life was at Spin during the summer, and I genuinely was like about to crash the fuck out. Like
We're talking someone got like a Tylenol could fix it type of headache and they go home.
I'm talking like I don't even know what I had to take to fix it. Like it was like I don't know. It was awful. I couldn't open my eyes. It hurt so bad.
Yeah, like a splitting headache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's also where, like, you know how we say, like, Monster of the Dark Arcs? I remember I was driving with Nick, and I was like, "Yo, can you please go to that 7-Eleven and buy me ibuprofen?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then there was, like, some homeless person sitting outside, and he had, like, a hood up. And I was like, "Oh, my God, they got Monster of the Dark Arcs outside." And
You seen that on the whiteboard,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I was like absolutely delirious for like the rest of the time I was there. And then I told Nick, I was like, "You have to take me home.
Drive me
You gotta
back."
take me to my car."
Yeah.
There were some shifts at Spin, I will say. I don't have a lot of these. I think for the most part, a lot of my shifts at Spin were positive, like pretty fun. But there are those bad shifts that I can remember where there's been multiple crash outs I've had at Spin.
Yeah.
Like I've had a crash, like I had the crash out at the university. Like I've had multiple crash outs all over downtown.
Yeah. No, same.
And it's
Already.
because of just is that job.
You have bad shifts.
Exactly.
Most of the time, it's like, whatever. I'm doing my job. People don't really care how much I do 90% of the time. So.
Yeah.
But when you have a bad shift, the thing that I usually do when I crash out is I literally I crash out usually because of one or between 1 and 3 specific scooters that won't work for me, and I'll just fucking throw all of them out of the van onto the sidewalk and leave them there, and then just leave.
Instead of fucking just leaving them in your van and hearing them beep all day.
Yeah, my God.
I'll fucking usually the worst of it was this one wouldn't swap. It had connectivity, so it should have been able to swap. It's kind of embarrassing. I picked it up like 3 times and threw it on the ground inside the van, and then I tried it again and it didn't work. I fucking threw open the sliding door and chucked it out of the van and drove off.
Okay, listen, like, to people who aren't in it, it seems like an unreasonable crash out, but like, you have to understand, like, it's hot as fuck in these vans.
The Capitol.
Yeah, it's like hot as fuck. Everyone around you is annoying as shit. The van's AC is awful. Like, everything around you sucks. Plus, the scooters in the back of your van are always alarms, and they're loud as fuck.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a very irritable environment.
Now I take tape. Every shift, I make sure there's tape in the van.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's got harboring hostages.
Yeah. No, literally. And I tape the speaker.
That's honestly so smart.
Yeah. Because I can't do that either.
It drives me fucking insane,
Yeah.
dude. It drives me genuinely
That's the
insane.
main driving factor for a crash out is when it's just.
Every 10
and
seconds.
then they start going off staggered, and it's like almost constant because it's staggered enough. The last one, and then the first one comes back beeping at you. It's like, oh my God.
My like big crash out was at the university. Was when that
was it a game?
Yeah, it was during the games where, you've worked a game
Night shift?
like 2 to 10 during a
No.
football game.
No.
There's been morning ones, but you haven't been here, so
It's like it sucks. Like, they fucking suck. I hate
Yeah.
working those.
I
shifts.
like it. He hates it. I like it.
I hate it.
I like
It
the environment.
sucks. That's the part I hate about it. Is like, it's just annoying because the people around me are kind of annoying, and I get that they're like doing their own thing, but it's just, it's annoying.
Yeah.
But this is the main reason why I fucking hated doing them. Was because I was around fucking 2 hours, and I had just finished. I'm like, it's like, again, hot as dick and balls. I just finished setting up like 45 right on the corner of the law building. Like, literally, I'm not even joking. I had finished swapping my last battery and walked back to the scooter that I was carrying them all on, and was like, pulled out my phone to check how many scooters I needed, and looked up for a split second and just saw some fucking loser push all of them down like dominoes. I crashed out, dude. I lost it. I fucking...
Was that the one where you like started yelling at him when you were on the phone with Nick, or is this...
No, yeah. And then also later that night when Nick was not with me, but you were on the phone with me, I crashed out on that other guy too.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
remember? That was a rough night.
Wait, I don't remember what you said. You like told him to like shut the fuck up or something, and then you're like, come over here, or something like that.
Listen, man, it was a rough day for Big Z. All right, we all have our low moments. That day was one of the lows. You know, I was upset. But the thing was, like,
I mainly get annoyed when I fucking like nick my
face.
fucking like leg or
I
something.
hate when you
Hit yourself in the shin
Yeah.
with one of
you
them.
get-
shits.
when you like get your thumb smashed,
Or
that one drives me insane, dude.
when you're like stacking them in the back, and I
Oh
usually
my God,
I
and
do
then
it.
gets pinched in
Yeah.
between the
Oh.
handlebars. Yeah.
I do what Jake does now. I just fucking
Throw it
chuck
on.
them.
You kind of
into
need
there.
to,
Yeah.
bro.
Because you don't want to fucking break your thumb.
Yeah.
Dude, I think I told you this. There was a day one time where I was driving on a scooter and I had a few stacked on top of it, and I think it was either a pothole or I hit like a curb weird or something. But like I hit like all of them slenched on my thumb, and I legitimately for like 20 minutes thought I broke my thumb.
Yeah, dude.
I like texted Glenn and was like, "Yo, I really badly hurt my thumb. I need to go home." And I got back to the warehouse and he's like, "Yo, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm fine now, but my thumb, I genuinely fucked it." And then the next day it was fine. It had like one of those like
I hate
blood
that
things
too.
underneath my nail, but that was it.
I hate that too because it hurts so bad in the moment, and you're like, life's over, and then you like go back
Or you
to
start
work.
punching the wall of the van.
Yeah.
over and over again. That's why I smash my thumb and I'll just go. Because I'll get so fucking pissed about it. And then my fist hurts, not my thumb.
I remember if I like smush my thumb on whichever hand, I just grab my wrist really hard and go like. I just gotta sit there for a second with like building pressure in my brain.
And the pain gets worse, like, as you sit there for, like, 2 or 3 seconds.
You gotta sit in the
Yeah.
quiet. You
Yeah.
have to sit in the quiet for a little bit and, like, understand
Or
the
punch
level.
something.
Yeah.
You have to decide right away. You have to go anger or contemplation.
It's either between me punching for anger or, like, swearing a lot. I usually just, like, spout off with a bunch of random
That's
swear
the other
words.
thing is like, especially when it's on the 2 to 10. There's a lot of people out there like on the weekends. On the weekends is when I would get pissed the worst when I was on the 2 to 10.
It's just there's
And
so
I would
much
have
foot
my
traffic.
fucking
Yeah.
van door open. I would smash my thumb in like in this scenario, and I'd be like, "Oh my fucking god!" And there's
Yeah.
people just walking past.
Yeah.
And I'm swearing at nothing.
It was really weird.
To
like
them, it's
working
nothing.
the 2 to 10, like looking back on it, working the 2 to 10 is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because like you see so many different groups of people. Because like you're working downtown, so you see like people get off of work,
Yep.
and then you see people like getting smashed,
Yep.
and then you see people getting fucking like high on the streets.
Yeah.
It's like it's weird. It's a weird era, a weird timeline. Of
Yeah.
speed.
And also you'll see people just sightseeing. They're not even they don't even drink.
Oh yeah,
You know what
they're
I'm
just
saying?
walking downtown.
Some Mormon people and they're like, and they see a homeless person like, "Oh my god, I'm scared. I can't do this."
But there'd be definitely times, especially like if you're, because I used to call Nick or call Jake on the phone, whoever was working, just like talk to him while we worked.
Yeah.
And there's a few times we'd be having like a conversation that was not work friendly, and out of nowhere, we'd be like, "Fuck!" And I'd turn around, there'd be like a whole family just walking beside me, and I'd be like, "Oh, my fault, dude."
That's one thing. It helps with social anxiety.
Oh yeah.
If you crash out in public, then it's like whatever.
Well,
I
even
think
if
I
you
just-
crash out in downtown, you're not the worst of the worst.
Oh,
there's,
no.
Yeah.
There's so many
I've-
more. People say that every day
Oh,
down
yeah.
there, dude.
People just
Homeless
I just,
people
like,
be
tone it
fucking
out.
be swearing at like a wall,
Yeah.
and there'd be times. Here's another crash out moment: is we'll get homeless people swearing at a wall, and if I'm already pissed off, I'll literally be like, "Shut the fuck up!" And then they turn around and they're like. Because then they actually come back to like reality for a second. They're like,
Who's telling me to do
"Who
that?
Wait a
just
minute.
talked to me?"
Yeah.
Wait a
They either shut up or they like snap even more. They're like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?"
Yeah.
They're even
Yeah.
they
Oh, yeah.
just smoked
Dude,
it.
have you ever? I think I've said this on the podcast, but have you ever had that time where like, you know their sixth sense, where if they're crashing out and you look at them, they're immediately like,
Yeah.
They just lock eyes
yeah.
on you.
I had that where there was a new restaurant opening, I think, and this dude was like banging on the fucking door, like crashing out, and like I was like, "Don't look, don't look, don't look," and it just got the better of me, and I legitimately looked for maybe a second. I like looked over, and he immediately like. And like I was like, "Fuck it." He goes, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And I was like, "Oh shit, my fault, dude. Nothing."
That's when you're
Sorry."
just like a crazy person.
Yeah, a fucking weirdo crashing out.
Well, this one went by fast. No, I'm kidding.
This one went by so fast.
I mean, another $1, another week,
Next week is a month.
a month,
A year.
a whole month.
Next week is a year.
Damn, a whole 4 weeks.
Could you imagine doing 52 episodes in a month?
Oh my god.
That's damn near like almost 3 a day probably.
That's
No,
nuts. That's
No.
2 a day.
2 and some change a day.
Almost 2 a day.
Yeah.
Because 2 a day would be 60,
Yeah. Well,
roughly.
Yeah.
we're math whizzes on the pod, so join us next week for 52 the year.
Real quick, I just want to say
Well-
this before we leave. My fantasy team is 2-0, and I'm still very proud of them.
He's on his high horse for now.
Let me say my high horse for now.
I
Love
will
you.
say it's very nice starting off the season like that, but then it's also nice knowing that your team's already lost and you have some progression
Yes,
to do.
wiggle room.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
But
Yeah. So for now, I think I love my team. They're my guys. Love them. Leave a comment if you're a Hell's Mall Cops fan.
until next week on the pod. Signing off.
Signing off. Love you. Appreciate you.
This man doesn't want to say anything. Peace.
Willow Whispers.